Confessions of an Ex-Hollywood Club Rat. How we were getting there. Okay, first of all, this is pre-Uber. This is in Los Angeles too, so like taxis, I mean, I guess taxis are a thing in LA, but I never fucking took one. So the guy I was dating would get these, like, some of the time he would get these party buses, and it would be like tons of us drinking in the party bus before we got there to the club. And I remember I'd go out that day and like get a new outfit at Forever 21, looking like such a little thought. Oh my God. My go-to was actually like a bodycon dress from American Apparel, which I've got a story on Dove from American Apparel. I will save that for another time. Um, But yeah, it was a wild time, and I know people are like, "What was it like to take your digital camera to the club?" Like, because you didn't have iPhones back then. To be honest with you, the clubs that I was going to, because it was like LAX on a Wednesday with DJ AM playing, and like these are tiny clubs that were hard to get into. It was in poor taste to have a digital camera out and be taking photos. So I'm pretty sure if I would have been doing that, like as much as I wish I had more photos from that time, um, when you were around the celebrities, it was kind of like, you're not supposed to do that. You weren't. Especially at like the smaller clubs. And the more I went out, the more I learned that like the larger capacity clubs were not my thing. Like everybody talks about Le Doux, like it was so great. It wasn't my favorite. There were just too many people. I preferred Teddy's. I preferred basically the more exclusive, tiny clubs. Like Hyde was my go-to. Teddy's ended up being like, people will tell you you couldn't go to a Teddy's on a Thursday and not find me there. Like I was, or Wednesday, Hennessy Wednesdays. I was always there for those. Um, Las Palmas Wednesdays. Yeah, oh my God. But yeah, so I won't have a ton of photos from this time just for that fact. But yeah, my favorite thing was after you would get out of the club, there would be, and I'm sure they still do this, these vendors on the street that would sell these amazing hot dogs. Amazing hot dogs with like bacon wrapped around them, and it was like Chicago style hot dogs. We would also go and get, I remember we'd go and get like Yoshinoya beef bowl after being out of the club, or like, I mean, God, the In-N-Out line, like the In-N-Out in Hollywood, you just didn't even want to try to go to that one because it was so long once the club let out. Um, but yeah, it was as great as it's being hyped up to be, I have to say. It was the last great like club era. I don't know what you guys are doing in the club now, but I don't think you're doing it like we were doing it. It was great. It was fantastic. So follow along. I've got more tea. I've got more stories.